Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Hearts 0, Rangers 3 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. A scoreline that flatters Hearts, that is for sure. I am Scott Carney and he's in Casa del Carney. Ali, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. I should do this more often coming up here. That's how Rangers are going to play. That was fantastic by Rangers. The best I've seen Rangers play under Michael Beale this season by a country mile. More of that, please.
Yes, definitely. I don't think there's really any great doubt, especially in that first half. I thought Rangers were absolutely tremendous. And I can't say it enough. A scoreline that absolutely flatters Hearts. I don't think anybody could have really grumbled if we'd have won that game 5 or 6-0 tonight. Rangers were superb. The team tonight, probably as we kind of expected, was McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Davies, Barisic, Lundstrom, Kamara, Tillman, Kent, Morelos and Sakala. Any real shock, mate?
Not really. I said Morelos and Shaw would play because Beale had said that a week ago. Sakala, and they're not surprised with the way Hearts play with pace in the wing and stuff, so that wasn't a shock.
Nah, neither for me. It was the team that I'd picked, apart from my only question mark was really where it would be Kamara or Jack that would start, but Jack was only fit enough to make the bench. Beale before the game as well mentioned that Sakala came back in obviously because gave time away, not time away, but he was not played at the weekend due to his wife having a baby. So congratulations to him for that. So, but into the game itself, mate, and from the start of the game, Rangers were great. We were even talking like the first 5 minutes, mate, going, when's the last time you seen Rangers start a game of football like this?
Yeah, they come out of the traps, but the Rangers moving the ball, just the movement, the one-touch pass and moving the ball crisply. It was fantastic watching Rangers, but you're watching it going, usually Rangers stop at some point, and they didn't. The first 10 minutes, Hearts were never even in our half, to be honest, and it was just all Rangers, and all we needed was a goal because, like you say, we never really start games like that, but I can't fault any one of the players for that first 10 minutes, but when we come on, what happened to the first half, but it was fantastic by Rangers.
Yeah, absolutely superb. We get a goal on 6 minutes. Morelos is offside here for this one. I thought it was in, mate. You thought it was in. He shouldn't really be caught offside here, but this is the only time I'm probably going to be negative, to be honest. He shouldn't really be offside here.
Yeah, it's poor up and Morelos. It's a great ball, but Morelos should not be offside here. He's got to hold his run. There's no reason why he's ahead. And he's offside. It's sort of unfortunate for him. But you know what Morelos is like? He's offside quite a lot. So Sakala will go into that. But no, he's got to hold his run there, Morelos. But yes, that's the only time we will
that is
give
it.
him grief.
That is it. He's not getting any more now for sure. 2 minutes later, then we're ahead, and rightfully so. A quick fire free kick from Barisic to Ryan Kent. He floats the ball to the back post. Alfredo Morelos beats about 3 of them to get to the ball first. Terrible defending by Hearts, to be fair, but Rangers being really quick and aggressive and trying to take the game to Hearts. And yeah, Alfredo certainly enjoyed that one, mate. And I think that was a sign of things to come for the rest of the half. How quick we were moving the ball. There was no messing about. There was no touches for touches' sake. We were in Hearts' faces. We were aggressive in our press. And rightfully, we were ahead within 10 minutes.
Yeah, after that Morelos offside goal, we didn't feel sorry for ourselves. We just kept going. Ryan Kent was fantastic again, beats that boy and whips a great ball in. There's 3 Hearts players around Morelos who have got to do better, but Morelos is there, puts the ball in the back of the net. It's more than we deserved at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Hearts have a chance when they break up the Parks, probably their only real chance of note. Barry Mackay hits the ball pretty much straight at McGregor's foot and McGregor saves it. And yeah, that was pretty much it from Hearts. They weren't in the game at all. Hearts, I don't know whether they weren't expecting it from us or they couldn't cope, maybe?
I don't think we allowed. I expected Hearts to come. You know, it's like Tynecastle's fastest furious. You expect them to come at us.
Yeah.
We didn't let them come at us, and that's what we've been saying for ages about Rangers. We need to get in these teams' faces and take the game to them, not wait for them to take it to us. And Rangers did that. So Hearts weren't allowed to play their game because we were that good and we just pressed them.
Yeah, 28 minutes Fashion Junior had the ball in the net, but again, this one was raised for offside. I think he's unlucky here. I think he tries to hold his run and Kent plays the ball. Either that is still a great finish, but we've seen two sides of fashion tonight, in my opinion. We've seen moments of the frustrating fashion, and we've seen the moments that we know that he can produce. But this one, though, he's just unlucky.
Yeah, but we gave Morelos a bit of grief for the first one. This one, I've got sympathy with Sakala because he does try to hold his run. You see him trying to hold the run. Kent releases the ball, maybe just like a millisecond too late. It's extremely tight. Good finish with Sakala because he thinks he's onside, but once again, VAR stops another goal for us. But it was correct, though. It was correct.
Yeah, it was correct. No matter what you look at it, he was offside, and that's the rules of the game. He was very unlucky as well with a chance after that. Tillman squared the ball back to him after a great work by Tillman down the right-hand side. It's a decent save by Xander Clark, this one, though. No doubt about it. And then a fantastic move by Rangers. A great
off the training ground as well.
Oh, definitely off the training ground. The ball from, I think, at Tav, he plays it back to Barisic at the edge of the box from the corner. Barisic swings the ball into deep to the back post. I'm not going to lie, I would never lie. I turned around to Ali and said, that's a shocking pass. Didn't realise that Goldson had made a tremendous run. He heads it back across goal and Tillman's there to tuck it away. A real pleasing goal, this mate. And again, Rangers thoroughly deserved it.
This is a fantastic goal, and this is what we should be working on, set pieces like this, because our corner kicks are usually abysmal. Rangers worked this lovely to Barisic, so like you say, ball at the back post, Goldson spins his man to the back, plays it across, and Tillman, great finish, and it was a fantastic goal by Rangers. And at that point, you're thinking 2-0 at Tynecastle again, because we've done this earlier on in the season. Can we play Hearts every week?
I know, honestly, I've not much to complain. So the rest of the half, I say Kent had a deflected strike that hits the post, and a great save from Clark as Lundstrom and Alfie kind of link up at the edge of the box. Lundstrom shots a powerful one to the kind of near post, but it's a really decent save. And we get ourselves into half time, mate, and we're both sitting going, where is the... I mean, you said to me, I was not expecting that.
No. And that boy hit the bar right at the end
as
right.
well. Yeah, that's right.
It was 4-0 would not have flattered the Rangers at half time, and that's me being blatantly honest. The Rangers were fantastic that first half. The best I've seen Rangers under Beale by a mile. Is it the best I've seen them in a first half this season? Potentially, I'd need to think back to the games, but they were brilliant Rangers. Everything we've been asking for this Rangers team to do, and it clicked tonight for them. And it's mainly... It wasn't a much changed team from what we've had pre-Beale, if you think about it, in there.
Yeah.
But it clicked, and it was... I was honest coming up here tonight, and I said to you, I said to Scotia as well, I think this will be a dodgy game. Hearts were playing well. I thought they could take points off us, but Rangers didn't think that tonight, and I just hope they kick on for this, Rangers, because it's more of that, honestly.
I said to you as well, this is the same team that we've been seeing under Gio, and where has this been? Yeah. Where has this aggressiveness been in the team? Just being in teams' faces. The majority of Scottish football can't cope with Rangers when we do stuff like this, and especially, I mean, players like Lundstrom in that first half, honestly, I thought was terrific. Same as Tillman. Some of his touches, some of his control was fantastic. Glenn Kamara as well. Looks like he's getting a wee bit of a fright considering who's kind of coming at his heels, looking for his jersey, looking for his space in the team. Morelos, some of his wee one touches, his layoffs and stuff, I thought was terrific. And everybody, mate, in the half. The only one that we could really criticise, again, Sakala maybe for being slightly frustrating, but you're going to get that with him. That's the player that he is. And Barisic was caught out once, but that's doing Barisic an injustice because Barisic played one of his best 90 minutes I've seen for Rangers in a long, long time. But
I look at Rangers that first half, and I look at them under Gio. Under Gio, they were rigid. They were in position. To me, it's as if they've been let off a leash, this Rangers team, and they've got freedom. I mean, Ryan Kent's an example of that, but the whole team in that, the interchange and the pass and the movement, it was brilliant football. At times you're looking at it going, is this actually Rangers we're watching?
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I just think everything in that first half was brilliant, honestly. Hearts were particularly poor in the first half. I'm not going to say that they were high flying. I just don't think they could cope. I genuinely don't think they could cope with what Rangers were doing. So even if we said at half time, mate, it wasn't going to last the full 90. It would have been hard for that to happen. It would have been great if it did. Certainly, I suppose a certain element did carry on into the second half, but Hearts were always going to come out more in the second half. the second half itself, they did start bright. They had a few chances, but one was obviously offside. The boy hit the post, but he was ruled for offside. And then at a bit of controversy, mate, that me and you had a wee bit of back and forth about the penalty claim for Ryan Kent. Now, when I first seen it initially, I thought that's a penalty, and then I seen the view from behind the goal. The way Ryan Kent moves his leg out as he's going forward makes it look a wee bit unnatural. There is contact with a Hearts player. I don't think this is a penalty, but again, I don't really understand the full rules. I don't think it's a booking, but it may have to be because it may still be classed as full simulation.
Yeah, in real time, I thought that's a penalty.
Yeah, same.
Because Ryan Kent moves quickly and he shuffles quickly when he does that. And when I seen it back, I was like, I can see he's moved his leg, but he still clipped him. So to me, it was a penalty. I can get other people's side of it saying, but to me, it was a penalty. And I don't think it's a booking. But is that the law of the game? I don't know. I mean, folk really don't know the penalty rules anymore in terms of handballs and all sorts. But for me, it wasn't a booking. It's not one of these obvious dives for me. I thought it was a penalty, if I'm being honest. But I can see the other side of it. It is one of the dodgy ones, a 50-50.
It is a dodgy one. I think if you got that against us, I wouldn't be very happy. That's the way I look at it. I wouldn't be very happy, even though I was screaming for the penalty. But if it was against us, I wouldn't be very happy with that. So anyway, we'll move on from that. Morelos is an effort from inside the box, but it's saved by Clark. Again, a quick counter-attack for Rangers. We were really pushing for the third at this point. Sakala has the ball in the net again. But into the bottom corner, but it's offside. The offside flag is raised, and it was actually Morelos that was offside for this one because the first initial pass, the kind of link up play back before they came forward, Morelos was offside. If it was just Sakala, it was a close one, but it's irrelevant. Then Morelos Fashion has one that's. He probably should score, mate. Let's be honest. The one that Morelos, the Xander Clark makes a bit of a mess of the clearance. He touches it back to Sakala, and Sakala kind of puts it over the bar. And at this point, we're going, he's not happening for him today.
Yeah, I don't know about Xander Clark. Xander Clark was very good for Hearts tonight, actually, but I don't know what he was doing there. Ball falls. Morelos does actually well to keep it alive. Sakala's got to score. He does this too many times. He just lashes at a ball. He's got no control over a ball at times. And he was in. I thought Sakala was good tonight, but he was very, very frustrating at times. He was never scoring tonight, Sakala. He was unlucky with his offside goals, but he lashed at too many attempts tonight and chose the wrong option a couple of times later on. So he was decent, but he was that frustrating Sakala that we see quite sometimes.
Yeah, but even saying that in the same breath, the next thing I'm about to talk about is a great great goal by Rangers again. Sakala does so well down the right-hand side to put the ball on a plate to Morelos at the back post. It's a bit of a tap-in, but it's still a really well-worked goal. We still have the controversy of it being offside, even though it wasn't offside. A thoroughly deserved goal. We said it as soon as we seen the replay straight away, mate. And it's 3-0, the game's over. Morelos has got a double. Sakala's got his assist. This was, again, just a scoreline that just flatters Hearts all over.
Majorly. I was crying out for this third goal because the longer it went with all these VAR decisions, and when that one went to VAR again, we looked at each other, not again, that's 4 goals.
Not again.
And then we looked back at it and I was like, no, that's onside. That's got to be onside. And it took a while, to be honest, but I wouldn't slag Sakala just he was frustrated, but that was a good ball by Sakala. Morelos at the back post, tap in for him at that point. 3-0, the game is dead and buried for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say it was VAR took too long to do everything tonight. It was far too long, but I did particularly enjoy Morelos waiting for the goal to be confirmed and still going to do the celebration. Absolutely superb. Absolutely loved that by Morelos. Rangers make a number of subs at this point, as you would expect. Jack, Cholak and Cantwell come on. Tillman, Kent and Morelos go off. Ryan Kent again tonight. Absolutely superb.
That is...
Just get him a contract, Rangers already.
Talked about Rangers having the leash off them tonight. Ryan Kent's had it as soon as Beale came in, took the leash off him. Ryan Kent's been fantastic since Beale came in. He just looks like the Ryan Kent of what we know Ryan Kent is.
Mm-hmm.
How you mark Ryan Kent, you can't mark him because he's all over the park. He's everywhere, demands the ball. Brilliant again. It's a different podcast. It's only talking about Ryan Kent's contract situation. We need to try and sign him in this form, but at the same time, we can't break our wage structure. But it's another podcast in its own. But as he is in this form at this present point, I will enjoy Ryan Kent at the moment.
Just game it. So shove your wage structures, no. But I do get that. That's an argument that's going to keep going. But I think Ryan Kent just now is just... He's unplayable at times, he really is, but the freedom that he has, and it's a role that suits him down to the ground. I love seeing him like it. It looks like he's enjoying his football again. I'm all for it. I'm generally all for it. Moving on, Sakala has won an effort over the bar. He should slip in Cholak here, but I will let him off.
Cholak was raging.
I know, but I'll let him off considering that he's had the ball in the net twice and none of them counted. So it was a shame for Sakala tonight not getting a goal. He probably did deserve it with his effort that he put in. He went off and Scott Wright came on. Apart from that, we didn't really have very much. There was Cholak had a shot from a kind of tight angle, but it was pretty well saved. But Glenn Kamara again was the one that was winning the ball and driving forward. A sight that we've been longing to see by Glenn Kamara. When he gets the ball and he runs forward, I said to you when we were watching the game, there's not many players within that team that can have such good feet while travelling at pace. And when he breaks into the box, down the left, down the right hand side, he's... we need to see more of that, Glenn Kamara. This is the Glenn Kamara that we all want to see.
Glenn Kamara was fantastic tonight. He strolled that game. He looked like the Glenn Kamara. Again, we talk about Ryan Kent a while ago. Glenn Kamara's coming to the party in the last two games, but he was like a Rolls Royce in the middle of the park today. It was Glenn Kamara. He's a fantastic footballer. The way he shuffles his feet at times, and it just looks effortless for him. Similar to Tillman at times when you see him.
Yep.
But no, we'll come on to man of the matches, but Glenn Kamara, outstanding.
He was great. Yeah, see, another close range save from Clark as Goldson sends a header. It was a bit of
after another VAR decision.
But what was the other VAR decision?
Penalty one for Hearts.
Oh no, it wasn't a penalty. It just wasn't a penalty. No, the handball one. I'm sure you'll see it on Kerryfield Meltdown that everybody will see that it was a penalty. It just wasn't a penalty. Goldson was actually really unlucky at that because he picked the ball up.
He just ran up the park. Done a big error.
Yeah, he done a boogie. Apart from that, there was not really much to report. We did have to sit through 7 minutes of added on time, but it was a pleasant 7 minutes for once because Rangers absolutely cruised that. We made one further change actually at that point. Lundstrom came off and Lowry came on. But I think Bale was probably aware that there was going to be a wee bit added on time, so it gave him, I think, 10 minutes or so for Lowry to be on. But yeah, we get to the end of that game, and a game that I will happily sit and watch again, and it's not often I can sit and say that in recent times about Rangers. I thought we were tremendous from start to finish. We were always going to fall off a little bit in the second half. It was to be expected. Hearts were going to do everything they could. They made a few changes and flooded the midfield at points. Took a bit of time for Rangers to adjust, Lundstrom and Kamara especially to adjust, but they got themselves back in the game and Rangers controlled, completely dominant from start to finish, and a thoroughly deserved 3-0 win. I will take that away at Tynecastle all day long. Ali, man of the match, mate.
I just talked about him and raved about him about 2 seconds ago and probably gave us a clue who my man of the match is going to be. There's so many players you give it to. I'm not going to do my usual and go through them all, but
I'll do it after you
can do it for me. It's got to be Glenn Kamara. I gave it to Glenn Kamara on Saturday. I thought Glenn Kamara was good on Saturday. I know you didn't.
Didn't think he was that good.
I know you had a couple of Davies in you though, so maybe that's
so did you.
I know. But Glenn Kamara tonight was brilliant.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Glenn Kamara all day long.
Yeah, I think Scotia as well said in the chat that it was Glenn Kamara as well for him. I think Morelos was tremendous. I thought some of the one-touch passes with his link-up play was brilliant. Obviously, he got 2 goals as well. I think there's still a shout for Fashion, even though we're saying he was a wee bit frustrating.
Barisic was good.
The effort the guy gives. Barisic was tremendous. I said that earlier on. It's the best I've seen Barisic play for Rangers in a long time.
Kicked the ball at those fans, which was good.
That was tremendous as well, yes. We love that bit of shithousery. We absolutely love that. And he made a great tackle as well when they were breaking forward, and he ended up actually receiving the ball back off Lundstrom after he'd done it on the left-hand side. Barisic was really good. Lundstrom was particularly good in the first half. Thought he fell away a wee bit in the second half, kind of lulled into that cruise control thing or the autopilot thing that we were speaking about the other night. But yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Glenn Kamara as well because I think he deserves it. I thought his control, his turns, he's getting himself out of danger, the drop in the shoulder, he'd done it so many times, and I just thought he controlled that midfield for us tonight. But I do think this this is all a knock-on effect because who's knocking at the door. Cantwell come on
He
as
was
well,
good when
mate.
he came on, Cantwell, by the way.
You can see
He's got class.
You can see the class in there. He got booted a good couple of times and he was still there, getting the ball, still trying to turn, make things, go forward with the ball constantly. Really good to see. Really, really good to see. But I wouldn't argue with many people giving it to somebody else tonight. Morelos probably in for a shout with it. Again, I get moaned at for always giving it to Morelos when he plays well, so I'll give it to Glenn Kamara because I've not half gave him stick recently. So yeah, I'll give it to Glenn Kamara, but a thoroughly enjoyable night. Brilliant. I absolutely enjoyed myself tonight. It was great to sit and watch that. Really good. I can't really ask for much more of that. I'm pretty sure Bill's going to be pretty happy about that. Maybe the only thing he'll be disappointed in is if we didn't score more.
Probably. Yeah. That's good. It's not a negative, but if you want to say it's a negative, we should have scored 6-0 when you're flattered. Rangers at all tonight, honestly, that's been serious. And I'll give Ryan a bit of credit because when we done our predictions, Ryan actually said what happened tonight. I don't think he'd probably scripted it as well as it went tonight, but he said 3-0 and it should be convincing, and it was. So I'll give you some credit there, Ryan.
Much improved all round. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Alistair, thank you very much for tonight. Are you hosting Friday?
I don't know. It's me or Scotia. One of us are doing it, but I look forward to Friday to discuss that game with Ryan and Scotia as well. That was an utter joy to watch tonight, which is you don't see a lot of the time with Rangers. So maybe I'll need to come up here from now on because it could be an omen.
Yeah, it could be an omen, mate. Yeah, it could be an omen. We'll see. Wonder if the missus will let us do it again. I need to ask her. Anyway, before you go, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. That would be superb. We will be back on Friday, but the rest of the week will be a wee bit better after watching that. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Play up the famous Glasgow Rangers. Cheers, everybody.